Kyk, verkiesing is op ons. Een van die grootste verkiesings, dink ek, in 'n lang tyd in Suid-Afrika. Iets belangriks, en jy durf nie iets of 'n opinie hê oor die verkiesing as jy nie deel is daarvan nie. Dit is jou plig as 'n burger van hierdie land om deel te wees van 'n demokratiese stelsel. Hierdie demokratiese spulpunt waaroor alles gaan. Wat 'n heerlike jaar om na uit te sien. En hier in die ateljee vanmôre is 'n bekende gesig wat nou al voorheen by ons laasweek 'n draai kom maak, James Aphane van die IEC. Hy kuier of dit was aanvanklik die onafhanklike verkiesingskommissie. Ek dink is 'n registrasienaam, jy mag net IEC sê nou. Hy is van die IEC en ons gaan vanmôre gesels oor die registrasieproses, hoe dinge loop. Hierdie naweek wat kom is jou kans om te registreer. Good morning, James. Lovely to have you with us again.
Baie môre, Pierre. Ek gaan 'n bietjie Afrikaans praat.
That's wonderful. Afrikaans people, you just need to say one Afrikaans word, even if it's bad, and we love you already.
and I'm very happy that you're giving us the opportunity to come and talk to everyone out there of the GROOT Ontbyt.
Saai.
And we're looking forward to the GROOT naweek.
The big weekend. Indeed, it is quite a big weekend when it comes to registration.
Absolutely.
It must be an immense logistical challenge.
Absolutely.
To set up all these registration stations. How many are there?
23,303, and we've started 2 years ago already to prepare for this.
Wow. So almost a year after the election happens, you already start preparing for the next election and
Absolutely.
registration.
We never really stop, you know. So we already start thinking about the next election. For us, this one is almost gone. But we call upon everyone to make it happen because it's a big one and everyone is talking about it. And for sure, it was definitely going to be the biggest since 1994.
Before we speak about the registration, let's just speak about the IEC itself. What is the job of the IEC?
Simple. The job of the IEC is to make sure that each and every one of us can participate in an electoral process. And by that means, we get appointed. Obviously, the commission gets appointed by the president. And the nominations are out there, and the public is, welcome to make their views in terms of who needs to be the commission representatives. And we then have an administration like myself. We actually work directly for the CEO, and our job is to make sure that we plan for the election and make sure that it's a free and fair election.
You say that appointments are made by the president, yet it is very important for the IEC to remain independent and also to make sure that the public out there knows that the IEC is an independent organization to make sure that the elections and registrations are smooth for everyone, no matter which political party you vote for. Am I correct?
Absolutely. That's the reason why we do not report to a government department. We're answerable to Parliament, and therefore our job is actually scrutinized up to the T. And that's the reason why we always get everyone on board when it comes to the creation of boundaries. And our boundaries are only voting district boundaries. They are not political boundaries. They are just for planning purposes. But we make sure that everyone is aware in terms of our activities as we plan for an election, including when we do registration. We make sure that everyone is aware. Political parties and all the contestants are welcome to observe our electoral process, including voting. When we vote or when we run elections, everyone is welcome to observe the process from the voting stations through the capturing of results and up until the results are announced. So everyone is actually on board all the time.
The credibility of elections, it's such a crucial thing. And especially in our democracy, it has to be credible. And like you say now, people are welcome to observe. There are definite roles to play there. I want to talk about international observers. Why is it necessary to have someone from a foreign country come to South Africa and observe how we run elections?
Well, it's very crucial because we need everyone, and everyone, it means obviously the international community as well, to observe and make an opinion in terms of how the voting unfolded. Obviously, opinion is based on our rules, and people will really study our rules. We've got the legislation, as I have it here, and we've got also guidelines on how electoral processes work. So they actually audit us in terms of how we plan and deliver an election. So it's very important that we do have international confidence in our electoral processes as well.
Wow, absolutely. Now that we have a great idea of the IEC itself, we need to speak about the upcoming registration weekend, big weekend, groot naweek, like you mentioned, which is really important. So my first question is, if I voted in the previous election, do I need to re-register or am I okay?
Well, it depends. Have your circumstances changed? Have you moved since your last registration? If the answer is yes, you have to check your registration details and therefore update them accordingly. The instances wherein you haven't moved and therefore we never remove you on the voters roll. Once you're registered, we keep you there until, obviously, you leave us on earth, but we keep you there continuously. But it's important, as you did ask now, if you moved, you need to make sure that you are registered in the correct segment of the voters roll because it influences how many ballots you're going to get. And for the first time in this election, you cannot just rock up anywhere and apply for what we used to call a Section 24A, right? So in this election, you have to notify us where we should send your ballots. You qualify for 3 ballots, but if you rock up somewhere else because of your work commitments,
You'll be eligible.
You'll be eligible, but if you didn't apply in advance, you're not going to be able to if you don't tell us in advance. In the past, you just rock up. But that is a bit of a challenge in terms of planning.
Yes.
Elections is a very big planning project. So if you do not notify us, like in the past, you rock up, you're on holiday, we plan for 100% turnout, meaning we have 100 people, we expect 100 to come, and we also have a buffer. But just imagine in areas where people are traveling and holiday, we plan for 100 and suddenly it's 300.
Yes.
Then we may be accused of running short of ballots. So this time around, for the first time, we're calling upon people to notify us where we should send their ballots. And therefore, you'll be able to vote for your preferred candidates.
Wow.
That's something that you don't always think about. There needs to be enough ballots for the amount of people that are in that ward.
Exactly.
But now, we know there are registration points this weekend. We know we can go register. But it's not only physical registration. Do I have to do a physical registration, show up with my ID document at a polling station, a registration point, or can I also do it in some other way where I don't physically have to be there this weekend?
You can. I mean, this is, again, another innovation, an opportunity of South Africans. In the past general election, you can only do everything physical. So for this election, you also have an option to do things online, particularly when it comes to voter registration. So, well, if you go physical, you have to bring your copy of, the original of your ID. It could either be a green barcoded ID, a smart card, or temporary identification certificate. But if you decide that, well, I don't want to be part of the celebration of registration, which I want everybody to come, you have an option to do so because of your work commitments. You can do it anytime online on our public website. You just go in there, there's a link, you click on it, and it's quite easy. It takes a couple of minutes, and you'll be registered.
Even if you just want to check if you are still registered in the area you've previously voted, what is the website?
Well, the website is elections.org.za, but we also have our channels. And what we've also launched recently, which is a very good innovation, is on our WhatsApp channel. You can also, on our WhatsApp channel now, give us your ID number and we'll give you your details back. And our WhatsApp channel is simply 0600 88 0000.
88 0000.
Yes, and then we do have the SMS, which people have been using all along. 32810.
32810.
You SMS your ID, we give you your registration details, and then if you think they are not as correct, then you can update them online.
And it really is. I had to change mine, and I can tell you that it's regtig baie maklik. Jy het geen verskoning om te sê dit was nie maklik nie, because it really is that easy. So this weekend is the last physical registration opportunity for the year?
Absolutely. It is the last physical registration. And once again, I want to say to people, it's like in Afrikaans, what do you call it? Uitnodiging. Ons nooi almal op, to come and be part of this big event, this election. Because if you do not heed the invitation to come and be part of the party, how are you going to be part of the party if you didn't heed the call to register? So, and it's simple. You do not have to wait for the president to announce or for proclamation. Do it now. Because if the if the election is proclaimed, you can still register, but your name is not going to be on the invitation list for this election. So it's very important for people to register now and not wait for the next day.
Sure.
James, thank you so much for being here early in the morning and sharing the good news of registration with us. We are all looking forward to taking part. I mean, if you remember what 1994 was like, the excitement and the building of a bigger South Africa, inclusive South Africa, this is another opportunity to feel that magic.
Absolutely. It's an opportunity to create those long queues. Remember those snake queues?
Yes.
Yeah. It's an opportunity to once again recreate that image of all South Africans going out in numbers to register and later on vote.
Wow. What a wonderful opportunity. Nou ja, as jy deel wil wees van daai geleentheid om te stem, moenie sê dit maak nie saak nie. Jy durf nie sê, ag ek gaan nie stem nie want wat help dit? Dit help. Maak jou stem dik. Jy kan niks oor niks sê as jy nie iets gesê het nie. So, loop registreer hierdie naweek. En onthou, as jy ook op ons Facebookblad gaan, is daar ook op die Groot FM of die Groot Ontbyt se Facebookblad, is daar ook aanwysings oor hoe jy kan registreer digitaal indien jy sou wou. Nou ja, dit is dan lekker. Thank you so much, James, for being here this morning.
Thank you very much.
James Aphane van die IEC.